Hello, I am going to spend the next couple of minutes going over the instructions for the files that were sent to you via Egnyte. The files used as an example in this video are for S corporations, but this also applies to multi-member LLC returns. At a minimum, you should see 3 files in your folder. The maximum amount could vary. It is possible to have as many as 5, maybe even more files than that. Regardless of the amount, be sure to download and save each file to your computer. The easiest way to do that is checking the box here and then clicking on the download selected link on the right side of the page. So now I'll go over each file in the folder. For sure 3 files will be included: the client file, K1 files, and the federal tax file. The client file contains the federal returns, supporting statements and schedules, and if applicable, any state returns. You'll want to use this file for your own review. If you encounter any inaccuracies, please notify us so we can make the correction. Do not sign and send the tax returns to the taxing authorities if a return is inaccurate. We will need to update the return and then send you the new files. We also recommend that you keep a copy of this file for your records. The next file is the K1. The K1 reports the shareholder or member share of the business profits or losses. Please distribute the K1 to each shareholder or member, as it will be needed to complete his or her individual tax return. This form will not be mailed with your tax return. So here are 2 examples of Form K1. The K1 on the left is for an S corporation, and on the right is the K1 for a multi-member LLC return. So separate state K1s may also be included in your file. The federal tax file is the return you'll need to print, sign, and mail to the IRS. And I want to go over 2 pages of this file: the instruction page and the signature page. So the instruction page will be the very first page of the federal file, and here is where you'll find the due date, forms to be filed, and the address to mail the file. Note that the S corporation or multi-member LLC does not pay any taxes, nor does it receive a refund. The profits or losses of the entity pass on to the shareholder or members. So, however, some states do have a franchise tax that are required to be paid, and we'll make sure that's included if needed. So on the left is the first page of the return for an S corporation, Form 1120S. On the right is the first page of the return for multi-member LLCs, Form 1065. For S corporations, here is where an officer will need to sign and date, and then also write in his or her title. For multi-member LLCs, here's where the member will need to sign and date, and when signed, be sure to mail all pages in the file to the address on the instruction page. So one form you may receive is a state file, and in this video I'm going to use a multi-member LLC California return as an example. So other state forms will be similar looking to this, including returns for S corporations. They'll look similar to this as well. Like the federal file, the state file will also have an instruction page on the very first page. You will find the due date, forms to be filed, any payment or refund due, address to mail the file, and the transaction method. Note that some states require payment by check. If that is the case, a voucher will be included as part of the state file. So you also need to sign the return before mailing. For the state of California, a member is required to sign and date the return. Other states and entities will probably have similar requirements. When signed, be sure to mail all pages in the file to the address on the instruction page. Another file you may receive is an estimated tax payment voucher. And here is an example of a voucher. So although this is for the state of California, other vouchers, including federal and other state vouchers, will look very similar to this. S corporation vouchers will also look similar to this as well. So these are payments that are made for the current tax year, and I want to emphasize that these are not installment payments for your current tax bill. So these are payments that are actually going to be applied to your next year's tax return. So there can be up to 4 vouchers, so pay close attention to each due date. The instructions for filing are listed here, and the date due is listed here. For mailing payments, be sure to detach here and mail the voucher along with payment. If there are other forms that are part of your file that are not included in this video, those instructions will be located in the body of the email. These forms can possibly include annual reports and local returns. So be sure to mail all pages of the required files. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.